I think what we've seen in China is basically you have an internet space, which is probably the only space that is totally free of regulation in China with regards to the consumer sector today, right? And it's very interesting in the past decade, without really a lot of government investment, with the exception of obviously investment in broadband, but if you think about all the major companies in this space, they have all achieved global leading company status with no government backing, right? On the contrary, they've actually achieved this global leading status with minimal government interference. I mean, there are no legacies, there are no significant incumbent players in this space, and Chinese government has really let the private sector thrive in this space.
There's some very interesting new opportunities and ways of getting into the market now that have emerged because of the e-retailing phenomenon and the way that this works in China. Because what Alibaba has created of being a marketplace, you as the foreign retailer or manufacturer can set up your online presence, can control it, clear what it says, and make your products available potentially exclusively through online. And Alibaba can support you with the collections, can support you with the logistics and delivery, and all of the related things. If you can do smart digital media to create awareness and buzz and pull, there's some really interesting and significant opportunities to get yourself to scale through a very controlled, low fixed cost, low physical footprint model in China.
We've actually, basically laid out the incremental consumption effect of e-tailing to China's economy. We basically have found that 40% of e-commerce consumption in China is actually incremental consumption. So that is on the consumption side. Then on the manufacturing side, we also see that this is actually creating a lot of net exclusive brands or internet exclusive brands.
E-retailing in China has already had a very measurable impact on increasing the growth of consumption in China. And it's doing this fundamentally because it's allowing people to buy product that was not easy to access for them before. And that's then creating a whole set of new questions and challenges for the manufacturer and for the retailer of, should I actually ever set up a physical presence in those cities? If I should it just be one flagship store, or should I still have multiple? As the market matures, what kind of presence do I need to have? And can I continue to run this higher variable cost model, less fixed cost model, as we're moving from a world where, something like last year, 5–6% of retailing is done online in China, to maybe 5 years from now, well into the double digits.
So we actually think this e-tailing enabled innovation will create a new competitive advantage in China in creating the most efficient retail channel in China, because China by that time will perhaps have the world's largest penetrations, highest penetration of e-commerce, linking a group of entrepreneurs on the manufacturing side in really addressing to the fullest extent consumers' growing needs, especially its G2 consumer needs. So this will create a very efficient system in China's overall economy with regards to consumption that perhaps even some of the more advanced markets will not have the advantage in, because they have very entrenched physical retail players as well. What this fundamentally does for China is that you're replacing a lot planned economy-driven market system with a e-commerce, with a digital-oriented, fully market-oriented system. Whereas in a lot of the advanced markets, you may have a market-oriented system. A lot of that is based on, industrial revolution technology. It's not the information revolution technology, right? So you could argue parts of China's economy going forward, because of this new digital-based market system, could actually become more efficient than a lot of the incumbent Western economies. If this holds true, then you add on this with the entrepreneurism on the manufacturing sector from the small and medium-sized enterprises, you could see a very interesting new ecosystem developing that is perhaps unmatched in any other developed countries.